This episode of the Infowars News Blitz. Cop gets schooled by lawyer. Facebook blocks Infowars. And Marie LeMan tells reporter no one trusts the media. That and a lot more, so stay tuned. For the week of March the 13th, 2017, this is First Look here, and this is an article written by Steve Watson. The title is called Lying Cop Gets Schooled on right to film by lawyer he pulled over. Underneath it says, Cop claims there's a new law, turn it off or I'll take you to jail. Say what? Anyway. A video uploaded to YouTube shows a lying North Carolina officer telling an Uber driver he pulled over that there's a new law and you can't film me. Unfortunately for the cop, the Uber driver was a lawyer. When he was pulled over and immediately surrounded by 5 police officers, Jesse Bright pulled out his phone and began to record the incident for his own safety. Sergeant Kenneth Beckler took issue with Bright's actions and attempted to trample all over his constitutional rights. Say what? Don't record me. Got that? Beckler said, adding, be careful because there's a new law. Turn it off or I'll take you to jail. For recording you? What's the law? Bright challenged the officer. You're being a joke, the policeman said, adding the suggestion that the threat of you better hope we don't find anything in this car. I'm scared right now. I'm not being a jerk. I'm recording in case anything happens, Bright reportedly claimed. You're an officer on duty. I have a right to record you, Bright told Beckler. I know what the law is. The arrogant law started prompting Bright to respond. I know what the law is. I'm an attorney and an Uber driver, the cop responded before Bright offered up his bar card. The New York Times noted that Beckler called the K-9 unit, which didn't find anything. When the video surfaced, an investigation was launched into the cop's behavior. If he's willing to directly lie to me and tell me you know this is against the law to film police, then it worries me. You know, most people when they're given an order by an officer that they didn't know that was an unlawful order. Well, yeah, and I'm pretty much good he stood up. We need a lot more people like this. Just stand up and just tell them, no, we're not going to do this because that was an unlawful order. But, hey, good for you, man. For our second article of the day, it's an article written by Steve Watson's brother, Paul Joseph Watson. The title is called Proof. Facebook is blocking links to Infowars. Censorship under the justification of preventing fake news and spam accelerates. Punk ass mother. Ugh, sorry folks. Facebook is blocking links to Infowars being posted by users by declaring them spam in a chilling example of how the social media giant is using the excuse of combative fake news to censor anti-establishment content. As the video illustrates, Facebook is preventing users from posting a link to an Infowars article having previously labeled as spam. The article contains commentary videos about how feminists are offended over the viral video of a man doing a BBC interview before being interrupted by his children. The article constitutes completely legitimate news commentary and cannot be considered spam or fake news by any stretch of the imagination because that's what they want to do. The social media giant recently launched a new feature in which users can flag the content as spam or fake news, a system that is hugely numbers of organizing users to flag content simply because they disagree with it or it offends them. One suspects that CNN and other mainstream media outlets wouldn't be impacted by the new feature because basically they're all failing in Britain, but they're all going to be. Back on March 6th, Facebook also blocked another completely legitimate Infowars story about a left-wing anti-Trump journalist who was arrested for making bomb threats against Jewish centers by declaring it as spam. Right. Article goes on to say that with web founder Tim Berners-Lee demanding that Facebook do more to combat so-called fake news, despite the fact that the Stanford University study finds it is virtually no impact on the presidential election. The social media giant has teamed up with vast left-wing outlets to target conservative news sources. And you can also note that basically he met with the Chinese. He's doing this because of the Chinese. I mean, he met with these guys, crying aloud, saying that he will basically ban all fake news. And you all remember the hot mic stuff, so I'm not gonna even bring that up. I'm not gonna say that, but he's doing it. They are coming for us. And remember what Matt Drudge said about how they are gonna do all this stuff? Yeah, it's here, folks. This is the last look of the day here, folks, and it's an article written by, Paul once again. The title is called Video. Marine Le Pen smacks down reporter. No one trusts the media. French populist highlights incredible disconnect from reality of establishment press. No kidding. A fascinating stage in which French presidential candidate Marine Le Pen informs a reporter that no one trusted the media, highlighting how incredibly disconnected from reality the establishment press is. The reporter tells Le Pen her advice that people turn away from traditional media and go and find news on the internet is dangerous. Le Pen looks bemused, asking why. The reporter then responds by stating, on the internet you can find conspiracy theories of all types of things. It is not necessarily verified information. Do you think that the traditional media has conspiracy theories? Replied Le Pen. I have read a ton of things about Russia interfering in the presidential campaign and other things like that. I mean there is at least as much fake news in the traditional media as the internet. Woohoo! The reporter then accuses her of eliciting people to find information on the internet about things that weren't verified. It could even be worse than what you guys are saying or what you're writing in the traditional papers, responded Le Pen. The reporter then accuses the national frontrunner of acting like Trump in trying to undermine the media as a campaigning tool. Ma'am, French people have no confidence in the media whatsoever. Are you aware of that or not? Asked Le Pen. The exchange once again highlights how the mainstream media is completely out of touch with reality. These people think that they have absolute credibility. In reality, trust in the establishment press is lower than at any time in recent history. And here's Paul Joseph Watson on this subject.
Censorship that was going on earlier, that happened again today on Facebook. We had the article up on Drudge Report, Infowars.com article, Marine Le Pen smacks down reporter, no one trusts the media. It's an interview of the leading French presidential candidate, Marine Le Pen, with a reporter. That's not spam. That's not fake news. What did Facebook classify it as? Spam Once again, spam. It's completely invisible when I post it on my Facebook page. Now, again, I was wondering what was the cause of it. Was it something I was doing wrong to violate their terms of agreement? Well, no, because, again, I posted Adon Salazar's article yesterday about the Homeland episode, which to me is Alex Jones. That was labeled spam. That was censored. That was memory hold. So this is only going to intensify, given that Facebook is now being threatened directly by German government officials that they're going to be fined $53 million if they fail to remove illegal content such as hate speech or defamatory fake news within 7 days.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Watson. As you can see here, Marie Le Pen just pretty much just flat out just said what Donald Trump has said all the way out. The media is dishonest. They are very vicious, and they do not share the same effects as their counterparts. Not only that, but they also aren't very good at it at all. Well, and that's the end of the show here, but I need to talk to you about something. You know that there's like a brand new song, not like the old one I had, but there's a brand new one. Well, to be honest with you, it has to do with some sort of copyright. The song I was using, which was called Time to Say Goodbye from the Ruby Volume 2 soundtrack, was under copyright. And I was getting flags on it and everything else. And they're telling me to change it and everything else. I'm like, why, man? I own the album, for crying out loud. I should be able to use it. It's fair use. But anyway, just to pretty much cut the crap out, I just changed the song from Time to Say Goodbye to I May Fall, which is from the Ruby Volume 1 soundtrack. The ending song is still the same, but above all else, I'd rather not get flagged for anything I didn't do. So I will end this video. Like always, please go to the link below, or go to Infowars.com or PlayThePlanet.com. They can find hundreds of articles just like this one I have read for you today. This is the Infowars Newsbit on InfoGundam platform. Theme region number 3. Please like, subscribe, and donate. Bye-bye.